Hey folks, Christy here. Today I want to start getting to know William A. Billy Brown. And I don't want to start with how Billy died. I want to start with Billy himself. Because part of understanding someone's story is understanding where they came from. You know, the places they knew, the roads they traveled, the schools they attended, and of course the communities they called home. Now, Billy was born in Lima, Ohio on December 2nd, 1997. And his life was rooted in that part of West Central Ohio, the Lima, Wapakoneta, and Lafayette area. If you're from Ohio, you probably know exactly the kind of area I'm talking about. There's small towns, farmlands. There's two-lane country roads, places where people know each other's families and where you might live in one town and go to school in another and drive 15 minutes down the road for work. Now, Billy graduated from Wapakoneta High School in 2016. And here's something interesting I found out about Wapakoneta that people outside the area might not recognize. Wapakoneta is the hometown of Neil Armstrong, the first person to walk on the moon. Yeah, Armstrong was born there in 1930, and today the city is known, the home of the Armstrong Air and Space Museum. So Wapakoneta may be known around the world as the hometown of the first man to walk on the moon. That's so cool. But for Billy Brown, that small town in Ohio was just his community, and it was simple home. This was the area where Billy went to school and where his family lived and where his friends were and where he was beginning to build his own adult life. His mother lived in Lafayette, and Billy's fiance and young son were also from there. And Billy worked nearby in Lima as an order collector for Spartan Nash. And when you put all of that together, you start seeing something that can easily get lost when we're talking about a case. Billy wasn't just a name in a police report, and he wasn't just a photograph attached to a story. Okay, he had a life. He was 22 years young. He was a son. He had a fiance. He was a father, and he was definitely a friend. He had people who expected him to come home. And before Billy Brown became the name attached to a case, he was somebody's person. That's how I want us to begin his story. Now, over the next several days and weeks, we're going to learn more about Billy, his personality, the people he loved, and the life he was living, and eventually the circumstances surrounding what happened to him on December 8th, 2020. There will be plenty of time to talk about the evidence and the timelines and the unanswered questions. But today, we're simply starting with Billy and his home.